Hello, everyone watching. I am the not-so-humble host of All Things Pop Culture Kaboom, Jimmy Jones. He is co-host Blake Heyer.
Heyo.
And we are discussing the latest television news. Just an update, the Pop Culture Kaboom radio show will return to the airwaves Sunday, April 12th on KNBC 95.1 FM in Northern Nevada and globally on KNBC 95.1 FM's website, www.knbc.org. In case you didn't know, the Pop Culture Kaboom radio show is a 3-hour talk format program where Blake and I will be relaying and discussing news from the 7 pillars of pop culture entertainment, live on FM radio. And now, for the television news. If you've been feeling like the MCU has become a relentless parade of multiversal stakes, Disney Plus is handing you a much-needed margarita. Wonder Woman has been greenlit for Season 2, proving that Marvel might actually be better at making fun of itself than it is at making us cry over glowing stones. Starring, I cannot pronounce that guy's name. I'll just put it up on the screen. And Sir Ben Kingsley, unless you know how to pronounce it.
I'm going to take a guess. Yahal Abdul Mahin II?
Okay, I'll go with that because I really don't know.
I don't know either.
Sir Ben Kingsley, who is essentially playing a version of himself if he lived in a world where capes were workplace hazards. The show is being called the spiritual successor to WandaVision. And I don't know why, because it honestly wasn't, because I watched WandaVision, and these are two completely different shows. But anyway, it's effectively the studio meets the boys, but with significantly less trauma and way more self-awareness. Imagine if Seth Rogen produced a documentary about a stuntman who could accidentally bench press a semi-truck. It's witty, it's meta, and shocker, the jokes actually land. Simon Williams has been around since 1964. He went from villainous corporate spy to founding member of the West Coast Avengers, actually as part of the Avengers first before he became part of the West Coast Avengers, but I digress, which is the superhero equivalent of going from a disgruntled intern to a regional manager. Any show that gives Ben Kingsley more screen time to be a delightful weirdo is an automatic win for humanity. The internet is currently vibrating with one specific hope: the Science Bros bromance in the comics. The bond between Wonder Man and the Beast, Hank McCoy, is the ultimate platonic love story. While Bruce Banner and Tony Stark pioneered the Science Bros moniker in the MCU, Simon and Hank are the OGs in the comic book. They aren't just colleagues, they're the guys who hit the club together after a long day of saving the space-time continuum. We're talking about a blue furry intellectual and a Hollywood actor turned hero. The bestie energy potential is off the charts. In a world of gods and monsters, sometimes you need a best friend who shares your penance for dramatic exits and expensive gin. So how much do you know about Wonder Man, and have you seen the Disney Plus Wonder Man series?
I didn't even know there was a Wonder Man series, and when I saw that there was Season 2 online, I'm like, really? They made Wonder Man into a thing? But I guess they're kind of reaching out into the MCU a bit and pulling in some of the more older obscure properties that fell off. I mean, the only reason I even know about Wonder Man is because he was in an Avengers video game in the arcades 25 years ago.
Okay, well then here's a little backstory on Wonder Man. Wonder Man, Simon Williams, he actually started out, he was the Grim Reaper's brother. Okay, he died. Ultron got involved, and somehow Simon Williams was the crux of how the Vision was actually created, even though he died and came back to life as Simon Williams. So the Grim Reaper, who is a character, a foe of the Avengers.
I remember him.
He was, he was out after the Avengers for revenge for the death of his brother, which obviously never happened. But Simon Williams ended up joining the Avengers shortly after, as well as the Vision. He's always been kind of like a C-level character, kind of. But he did go to Hollywood, decided to become a stuntman. So his origin, kind of like, this tells you everything that you need to know about the MCU. The Vision, Ultron, that whole where Ultron was trying to make the Vision to become,
right.
That was all comic book kind of canon, omitting the whole Simon Williams aspect of it and the Grim Reaper and all of that. So then they bring Simon Williams in, but they omit all of the whole Vision thing. And so it's just really confusing now. And the reason why you didn't know this show was on, because they decided they didn't want to market it. They just threw it out there one day and said, oh, here it is. Watch at your leisure.
But that's brave to shadow drop something that everyone may not know much about.
Well, they haven't had much success with their latest films or television series, so they didn't have high aspirations for this one, shall we say? So that is why there was no marketing behind it. So.
And yet it was good enough to get a season 2, so that's a little...
That's because no marketing doesn't mean people weren't watching it.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, people liked it. So,
more what I'm getting at is, once again, they incorrectly estimated where this was going.
Yeah.
And wound up with a sleeper hit.
Imagine that. The executives at a studio don't know what they're doing.
Imagine the executives anywhere don't know what's going on the ground level. Who would have thought?
Exactly. Out of touch with your patrons? Just a little. But anyway, so I'm kind of glad it's getting to season 2. I hope that it doesn't change from the formula that they were using for season 1, because that's obviously what stuck, and that's what people are going to expect. WandaVision is kind of like, it was kind of out there. It gave way to creating and bringing back the Vision to the MCU because of how that ended. Did you ever watch that one?
Yeah, I do know what... Right, it was to soft retcon. Well, not retcon, but they wanted to get the character back in after, which one was it? Age of Ultron? Not Age of Ultron.
The Infinity
War, I think it was. Yeah.
So what happened was that actually the events did not follow how it went in the comic book, but the Vision did die in the comic book, and he was reconstructed, and he was the White Vision for a while. He did not have his memories of everything that transpired before he got gutted, basically. So all in all, that is why he ended up becoming the White Vision, and ultimately he did get his memories back, because at one point in time he was married to Wanda, and they did actually have kids, which was kind of weird, because he was always a synthoid, so I don't know about that.
Who knows how that works?
But yeah, so they kind of tried to play that whole story outside of canon, but actually had to tried to shoehorn it all into the actual MCU, which was kind of weird.
Well, I mean, we are working with a character who literally can speak anything into existence, so that gives them a lot of work around for... if things don't necessarily make sense.
Well, they totally OP'd her. I mean, she was not that powerful. I mean, she always had the hex. It was called hex magic back then, which basically changed the laws of probability as far as luck and all of that stuff. So, and her brother Quicksilver was in the Avengers with her. They were both, at one point in time in the comic book, they were the son and daughter twins of Magneto.
Yeah.
But they totally retconned that in the movies, and also retconned that in the comic books after that, and which kind of and people wonder why comic book purists like myself are always upset with these things.
I understood why they had to do it in the movie, because they didn't have the license rights, but I mean, they could have just stuck a pin in that till they got them back or something.
Exactly. They didn't have to add them. I mean, there's plenty of other characters, like you said, plenty of other characters. So all they have to do is go through the Marvel Universe appendix and just, flip through a couple of pages until they found a character. I mean, there's a lot of...
Better, they could have just made a reference to it and then left it, alone. I thought one of the X-Men movies kind of made a funny little joke out of that, where Quicksilver is asking Magneto what his powers are, and he tells him, and he goes, "Oh, my mom was with a guy like that," and Magneto just sort of looks at him. And I love that little thing where they only kind of soft acknowledge it. They don't outright say it, but I like that little thing was there just for anyone who knew, to grab onto, and I like little Easter eggs like that.
So my question is if Wonder Man is becoming this popular, will season 2 actually get him to a point to be introduced into the MCU? Because all these movies, because they have Ben Kingsley is playing the character, or that was the actor in Iron Man 2, who was playing the role of the Mandarin. So,
I mean, you'd hope they would bring in these characters, but I mean, all of these shows, Daredevil hasn't made it in, The Punisher hasn't made it in, Luke Cage didn't make it in.
Spider-Man Brand New Day, it's going to have the Punisher.
Is it going to have the Punisher?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that will be cool.
A PG Punisher, but
this is a little bit of a hot take. I love John Bethel, is it?
You got me.
I like the current actor for the Punisher, but I was a big fan of Thomas Jane's Punisher back in, I think it was '04.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. He even, if you look it up on YouTube, he even did his own Punisher thing away from Marvel, where he did like a 20-minute little red band short. Where he's the Punisher and he just messes all these guys up on the block that are messing with kids.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But I mean, I'm always a little concerned when these things start getting into season 2 and 3 because, as you said earlier, now that this has been popular, now the executives at Disney might actually start paying attention to it, and that's when a bunch of fingers start getting into the pie, and that's when we start getting very poorly implemented decisions.
Yeah, well, let's hope season 2 keeps the momentum of season 1 and just builds on it instead of tears it down for whatever executives want.
We can only hope.
All right, so thank you for watching this video to the end, and it would go a long way and be very much appreciated if you gave the video a thumbs up. If you enjoyed what you just got done watching, comment down below, and also check out the other videos on the channel. And if you like the content, please subscribe so we can have a reason to keep posting videos about the 7 pillars of pop culture entertainment. To be informed when the next video will be posted, ring the crap out of that notification bell. And if you'd like to get more news and information about the 7 pillars of pop culture entertainment from Pop Culture Kaboom Daily, check out Pop Culture Kaboom on Facebook and check out Pop Culture Kaboom on Instagram while you're at it. Social media links are in the description below. So until next video, peace out, Wabbits.